Right, boys and girls, or all right, boys and girls. Wait for it. Here we go. I am waiting for the alert saying that this. Yeah, here it is. So, there it is. It has officially started. Peter talks McMahon back. Peter talks McMahon back. It was officially at first it was the Peter talks payback 2016. Omaha. 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 This show is officially the McMahon back. And it means a lot of different it takes on so many different fucking meanings right now because the event was called Payback, right? And you looking at this all this talk about bringing in and ushering in a new era, this, that, and the other. You get some shit, you get some matches, you get some tragedy, but you get some matches. And you're thinking, yeah, man, it's a start. It's a good start. I can dig it. And then all of a sudden, it just got fucking flanked by the McMahon regime. So, McMahon back also means that the McMahons are really back. And they just couldn't help themselves. They couldn't help themselves. They couldn't fucking help themselves. They can't help themselves. I'm thinking that if we're going to usher in this new era, one of the first things that has to change, one of the first fucking things that has to change is that you have to get rid of the authority. You got to just get the McMahons off television altogether. Shane O'Mac, okay, great. You know, he's your babyface right now. But he's a McMahon. He needs to get the fuck gone. I predicted that maybe Teddy Long would show up. And my second guess was maybe that Daniel Bryan show up. To really, really just focus on the product. To create new stars. You know, the ratings have gone to shit because there are no new stars to really go for. Roman Reigns is a horrible champion. No one's tuning in to watch his ass. And everyone's like, have him turn heel. That's not the problem if he's heel or face. If he's getting booed, he's getting booed. He's polarizing. That works for him. But you want to change things. You want to talk about this new era. What you want to do is just change the complete landscape. And not only having Shane, now having Stephanie as fucking Vince stands over them like he's the damn dark Sith Lord. It's the same old shit. It's the same old shit. Again. It's frustrating, man, because I'm frustrated to the degree of I hate to have to deal with this. But this is something that I've been saying completely. This is something that I've been talking about for the past couple weeks. That there's no new era coming in. And everyone on this fucking roster right now is a bunch of fucking placeholders. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if it's unpopular. And I know if anyone's watching this right now, or watching this later, and I know I get a couple thumbs down because of my unpopular opinion about your fucking darlings that are Sami Zayn, that's Kevin Owens, right? that Cesaro, right? Your AJ Styles, your Doc Gallows, Luke Gallows, your Carl Andersons. These motherfuckers are placeholders. Till John Cena comes back, Randy Orton comes back. That's it. And Seth Rollins. And even then, I don't even know what the fuck they're going to do with Seth Rollins. But this is not a good look. This is not a good look. And we've been down this road before. We've been down this fucking road before. All these new, you know what? You remember the last time we had like a new era moment? It was when Daniel Bryan was the world heavyweight champion. He had the big gold. CM Punk was the spinny belt champion, right? And you had Zack Ryder as the U.S. Belt holder. I think Kofi Kingston. I think Air Boom, maybe. I think it was Air Boom. Were the tag team champions. And we were going to usher in this whole new era where these guys were going to be your champions. These new faces. Not John Cena, not Big Show, not Randy Orton, not any of these motherfuckers. Not any of these motherfuckers any longer are going to be the faces of the WWE. Right? And we're getting these new talent. We get Damian Sandow, right? Right? We get who else are we getting up here? A couple of other guys, but even over the years, and getting in these NXT guys, your Bo Dallases, you know, your oh God, I'm frustrated because I'm not frustrated because I didn't see it coming. I see this coming. This batch of talent isn't some special fucking thing. They're going to fall suit. They're going to line up and they're going to fucking they're going to be in the next year. They're going to be just throwaways. And people are going to get frustrated and they're going to bitch and moan and complain because they were set up to believe that it wasn't going to be that way anymore. No, we're not going to be this anymore. We're going to actually like make these new stars. Yay, AJ Styles. Yay, Gallows and Anderson. Yay, Sami Zayn. Yay, Kevin Owens. Yay, Cesaro. Not going to be able to do it. Not going to be able to do it. And the fact that the McMahons just completely overtook this entire fucking pay-per-view, which I thought was like a really good Raw, right? This was a really good Raw of a fucking pay-per-view. And out of all the things that went down, it ended up ultimately about the McMahons. Even the last fucking segment, the last thing you saw with the fucking McMahons. Incredible. Incredible. If you're tuning in right now, you can ask me a question. I'm going to go at this until like maybe 12 o'clock, right? Till midnight. I got to meet up with some peeps. But ask me a question, how I felt about tonight's show. Questions about things that you focus on, what have you. And just let me know. Just let me know what you think. Again, this is going to be on my RSS feed, my audio RSS feed. So you'll be able to listen to this on iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean, and Stitcher Radio. And if you have a Tumblr account, it would be on there as well. Without further ado, let's go into this Payback. This Payback was in Chicago, and who would have, you know how the Chicago crowd is. They was just gonna be Chicago, and they were behaved for the majority of the fucking night. And there was a couple of dents in the, some dents in the armor, some chinks in the armor, but for the most part, a lively group of people. And I didn't watch the fucking pre-show. I'm sorry, I didn't care. The pre-show was Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler, in which Dolph Ziggler, I got that prediction wrong. Dolph Ziggler wins. Who cares? Who fucking cares? Okay. You give a victory to Dolph Ziggler, a guy that you can give two fucking shits about. Just loser, 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 loser. Get the fuck off my TV, okay? That's all you're good. That's all you're good for me. Ziggler. You fucking fish. Just get the fuck off my TV, right? And you're trying to build this new star, this new heel in Baron Corbin. You have him win the over-the-top, Andre the Giant over-the-top battle royal. He was a dark horse. He went in, he won it. He's been dominating Dolph Ziggler. And now his first one-on-one pay-per-view match, he loses to Dolph Ziggler. Oh, I mean, he's gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right. He's the guy. He's the type of guy that the WWE wants. Big guy. What have you. So he'll be all right. But right now, you're gonna suck the life out of him real early. He's gonna be another Wade Barrett. I have this idea right now that Baron Corbin has the potential of being another Wade Barrett. Just a big guy, big hand, good win, and that's just how it goes when you're dealing with the WWE. If only he was blonde. If only he was blonde. He looks a little too much like, he doesn't look a little too much like, but there's only one dark-haired big guy that's going to be running this joint, and it's going to be Roman Reigns. So maybe if he's going to have to cut that hair off. His only saving grace, unless the hair doesn't cut itself off, that fucking hairline is running for the fucking heels. And y'all are just getting to know me, but I used to have dreadlocks. I used to have dreadlocks all the way down to my ass. But right around here, it started getting real light. And I held on to it as long as I could. And I said, fuck this. Gotta go. Yeah. So now it's all nice and one level, and I'm quite happy with it. As for Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin, they might want to consider doing the fucking same, especially both of those guys. Their hairlines, man, they should get a sponsorship from fucking Rogaine, man. They should. But Baron Corbin goes down in flames. I had Kalisto losing the belt to Ryback. Ryback had a win over him last Thursday at SmackDown. And speaking of which, anyone who tuned in to get episode 59 of SmackDown, I do apologize. I did an actual live recording of it. And then this stupid fucking app that I run live kind of shut down on me twice. And the audio and the video was just pure garbage. And I apologize. Next week would be episode 59. This episode, it wasn't really important anyway. The Raw, that SmackDown didn't focus on it didn't really focus on the feuds going into Payback, so whatever. But Ryback loses to Kalisto. Kalisto retains, and I don't know what the fuck. Because Kalisto's been booked like a fucking geek as well. And I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't understand what they're doing with this guy. Whether it's the Lucha Dragons, whether his solo stuff. They're booking him to look like a fucking clown. And you also remember him in an injury angle. And then that got abandoned. He get his ass handed to him by Ryback. And then he beats Ryback and retains the U.S. belt. The U.S. belt is in fucking limbo. It's in total obscurity right now. The main show starts, and it starts off real hot. The New Day come out. They do their deal. right? Fucking Kaz and Enzo comes out and they do their deal. The crowd is hot, man. You can't teach that. Fucking, they cut a promo. It's vaudevillains come out. They get booed. It starts off so hot. Then the match happens. And it's, one of a meal, like, this tag team match. They're battling for the number one contendership, right? And, they're tagging in, tagging out. It looks like what's going to happen here is something, it's going to go down. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing really to get, like, overly excited about. Nothing under excited about, but you're just going to get a match. It's good to see those NXT guys get called up and be in a position where they're getting some shine and they're getting legitimate heat. And it was fun to watch until Simon Gotch decides to throw fucking Enzo Amore headfirst into the rope. His head bounces off the rope and lands on the edge of the ring. So fucking hard. So fucking hard. And he rolls out and he dies. I mean, well, I ain't trying to make light of the situation, but he's done. He was done. And it's like, he doesn't get up. The fucking ref calls the match. EMTs come out in a stretcher. They put the shit around his neck. And I don't plan on going into this any further than what it is. Get better, Kaz. Enzo, that sucks. It may speed up the process of Kaz, but Kaz needed Enzo. Kaz needs Enzo right now to get him over. Kaz can't do it on his own right now. It may speed up the process a little bit, but it's not going to look good for Kaz on his own. And depending on what's happening with Enzo, they were checking back on with us, and come to find out he just suffered a concussion. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. But yeah, I predicted that the Vaudevillains would win, but I didn't predict that they would win it this way. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens wins. In a match, a decent match. It's a 50-50 match. They're going at it. I'm not going to call it a match of the year candidate. It's 50-50. No one could get any real heel heat. And there wasn't much of a comeback from Sami Zayn. And he goes down to a powerbomb. And that's that. I had Sami Zayn winning. So we're talking already 1-3, I guess. Half-ass one. That one comes with an asterisk. But after the match, after Sami Zayn fucking loses like a jabroni, he gets thrown out of the ring like a fucking jabroni. And Owens calls in Baron Saxton to basically cut a promo on how he's the man and how he's ended the feud and that he's the better man out of the two of them. And he goes, now I can focus on getting back my IC belt. And that's how that ends. And I'm like, oh my God, that's it with Sami Zayn? Is that it? Oh my God. He just got tossed out of the ring right into fucking main event. Right into Superstars. Here you go, buddy. Thanks for holding a place. For now, that's what I was thinking. And Saxton, being the geek that he is, he's like, well, the Miz and Cesaro are next. And he's like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll stick around. And yeah, of course I'll join you on commentary. Sure. Miz versus Cesaro for the IC belt. And it was a really good match. Actually, until other than that fucking injury, man, the matches are good. And even the highlights I saw of the opening matches, Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler and Ryback and Kalisto, going through my Twitter feed and looking at the actual highlights that they showed later, I was like, it must have been a good match. So all good matches until that injury. But even this match, Cesaro versus Miz, is a long match. It's a fun match, and and the booking of it is pretty screwy because I had the Miz retaining, obviously, because what they're doing with Miz and Maurice is actually pretty decent. It's a pretty good program they got going on there, and right where it gets real dicey in this match, Sami Zayn returns and he attacks Kevin Owens from behind in the commentator's booth, and they are fighting all over outside the ring. What happens is a big swing happens into a crossface. But as he has the crossface on, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens somehow get up on the ring apron with their fight, which distracts the ref. Miz taps. But because the ref is distracted by Owens and Zayn, he gets up and pushes both Owens and Zayn off the apron, which results into a distraction roll up. 1, 2, 3, handful of tights. The Miz wins. And then Cesaro goes after the Miz afterwards. And then Owens goes after Cesaro. And then Zayn goes after Owens. And then Zayn get hit with another pop-up powerbomb. And that's how this entire segment ends. Because, oh no, not yet, I'm sorry. The Miz actually escapes a pop-up powerbomb about to be put on him by Kevin Owens. But when he's thrown into the ropes, Maurice grabs the leg, earning her money. And that's how that segment ends. So it seems that the Cesaro-Miz feud isn't quite over yet. There's no way you can have that go down that way and then people just move forward. So we got Extreme Rules moving up to whatever stipulation you're going to have. And it seems like it's just going to be a bunch of rematches. This entire card will be rematched. Other than say the New Day. But all they're doing is facing the quote unquote number one contenders for the tag team belts. Ambrose beats Chris Jericho in a fucking decent enough match. Only because of Jericho. I still think Dean Ambrose is one boring motherfucker. I have not much to say with this. It wasn't too much invested in this. There weren't too many stakes to be had. Right? You just got fucking Jericho and Ambrose in the ring, and they're doing their thing. And Jericho is a fucking ring general. He controls the action. He controls the pace. He controls the fucking emotion. He controls the heat. And that's all I really was paying attention to in this entire match. And it's a shame. It's a fucking shame, that Jericho had to lose. I mean, I don't want him. It sucks that he beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania, right? Fucking sucks. Sucks that he kind of beat Neville. Sucks that he beat... Who else did he beat? He beat someone else. Pretty clean. And... But it was at one time that I've been okay with him going over. Be over Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose has nothing to offer here. I'm sorry. If you're a Dean Ambrose fan, don't hate me. Don't hate me because... Fuck, man. I don't know who I hate most. Or who I just don't care for most. Dolph Ziggler or fucking Dean Ambrose. I have no idea who I despise more. If they can both be featured endeavored, I'm completely fine with that. I completely fine with this. But after the match, Jericho throws a fit, and that's how that segment ends. Got some questions or something? Oh, no one's talking shit. Yep. What's up, True Reactor? The True Reactor. He asked us a question. Did you saw that suck main event? I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. And I don't know who I'm more upset with, and I'm gonna get there. I'll save my opinions for that main event when I get to it to the end of this. Okay, Natalia. Oh yeah, and by the way, I predicted that Jericho would. I mean, sorry, that Dean Ambrose would win, and that's one of the things too, where it's like it was almost an inevitable situation with all the losses that Dean Ambrose has been getting over the past couple of months, weeks, that at least a Chris Jericho going over Chris Jericho would happen. I mean, it means nothing. It's not a big win. It's not a big win at all. It's just a win. And there you have it. Natalia versus Charlotte Flair. To the point where the Chicago crowd is well behaved, and these girls are out there giving it their damnness. And lo and fucking behold, we get some "We Want Sasha" chants. Chicago, why are you being a bunch of douchebags? Y'all didn't have to do that. Y'all didn't have to do that, man. And put those women in that sort of situation. It wasn't fair. Fucking morons. But right, it gets real interesting at the end. It gets really extremely interesting at the end. Natty kicks out of a natural selection. She also kicks out of that fucking moonsault. She reverses a figure eight. And then, lo and behold, oh, man. I don't know why they decided to do this. I honestly don't know why. I have an idea why I think they did this. It's because Vince McMahon is a jerk. And being that, and as much as you want to talk about how bygones are bygones with the whole Bret Hart, Vince McMahon, Montreal screw job, how that's kind of water under the bridge, it's not. And I truly, truly believe any and every time that Vince McMahon can pour salt on the wound of the Hart Foundation, he'll do it. Especially Bret. So Bret's talking shit about how he didn't want to be at Payback. He shows up begrudgingly. I guess when he heard that pop when he came out, maybe changed his mind. But for some fucking reason, they reenact the Montreal Screwjob. Nate Robinson calls the match right after Charlotte Flair puts the sharpshooter on Natalia. Straight up. It was just straight up. Here we go. Montreal Screwjob all over again. 1997. All over again. And it was okay. Divas Revolution, my ass. Women's division, my ass. This is all about Ric Flair. This is all about fucking Bret Hart. This is all about Vince McMahon. And these women, these fucking women who are trying their damnness to do something for that women's division, the way that they're booking this, the way that they booked this entire thing is that the women were pawns to continue the storyline between Ric Flair, Bret Hart, and Vince Kennedy McMahon. Ain't that some crazy shit? It ends with, I predicted that Ric Flair would probably take a punch from Bret Hart, and he did. He caught one, and he ended up getting the dual sharpshooters, stereo, with both Natalia putting a sharpshooter on Charlotte and Ric Flair taking a bump, then taking a fucking sharpshooter. I guess even to administer the sharpshooter, I guess Bret Hart, even though he's just beat fucking cancer, colon cancer, I guess he was well enough to put that in, but he's gonna feel that shit tomorrow if he ain't feeling it already. But what happens with Nate Robinson? Lil Nate. What happens? What fucking happens with Nate? Is he now the dirty ref? Does he side with Nature Boy? Does he become like another dude in the mix? Is he a credible ref moving forward? Like, what happens with him? It's silly as fuck, man. We got some questions here. Chicago's screw job was not needed. It sure fucking wasn't the true reactor. Yeah, Charles Robinson. Nah, I mean, no. No, he doesn't. Ronnie S. What's up, Ronnie Simpson? Does Charles Robinson, he asked, get reprimanded for doing that in kayfabe? No, Vince McMahon put him up to it. He put him up to it. And I would almost believe that no one had a clue that was going to happen. I think little Nate knew, Charles Robinson knew, I think Charlotte knew. Those were the only people that knew. I don't think Ric Flair knew. I don't think Natalya knew. I don't think Bret Hart knew. And I'm pretty sure maybe, just maybe, Michael Cole knew. But yeah, that was what they would like to call the bullshit. Oh yeah. The Vince McMahon show begins. Take a swig of this shit. Alright, I'm still with you. Before I go fucking 3,000 on y'all motherfuckers, I gotta catch myself. Because this is what I was talking about at the beginning of this fucking podcast, the beginning of this review. You preach this new fucking era. New era. New acts, new superstars. We're moving forward in a fucking positive direction. New stars. No. You honestly, do you, listening, you watching, do you honestly believe that bullshit? You gotta listen to my podcast. I'm not buying into any of this shit. This has been, and it will always be, about the McMahon family and their egomaniacal trip to make any and everything about them. You call that segment something for the new era? So the whole idea was Vince McMahon was going to choose who the fuck was going to run Monday Night Raw. I predicted, there's going to be a third party, maybe Teddy Long. And later on, I said Daniel Bryan. This is what's needed. What's needed is the McMahons get the fuck off my TV. They get the fuck off my network. They get the fuck off my computer screen. You want to talk about a new era? Step one. It ain't the wrestlers. You could bring in a new era with John Cena and Randy fucking Orton. But you got to bring in some new stars. You got to bring in your Apollo Cruzes and your Baron Corbins and your fucking Kevin Owens and your Sami Zayn. You still can do that. You still can fucking do that. With the mixture of the old flock. But the most important thing that will bring this change, this new era, this new attitude, this new everything moving forward, is to get the McMahons the fuck Gone. Get rid of the authority. Get rid of the fucking authority. Get fucking. Get fucking. Get. I'm so pissed off. You get Stephanie McMahon. And you get Shane O'Mac. And you get Vince. The fuck gone. This segment. This fucking segment. This McMahon Who Runs Raw could have happened within 5 minutes. 5 minutes they could have done this. 10 minutes, 5 minutes they could have done this. Get in, get the fuck out. This was the intro of a fucking Monday Night Raw on steroids. Vince McMahon comes out. He has to cut a fucking promo. Stephanie McMahon comes out. She got to fucking cut a promo. Shane comes out. He has to fucking cut a promo. And then they got to shoot on each other. This fucking segment was 23 minutes long. 23 minutes. 20 fucking 3 minutes. They could have had 2 matches. They could have had Apollo Crews come out and take out Tyler Breeze, right? They could have just had that for shits and giggles. Hell, they could have had another Divas spot. They could have had they could have had Becky Lynch versus Paige or some shit. Right? They could have squeezed a Golden Truth segment in that motherfucker. Right? We're talking 23 minutes. 23 minutes. We just got finished with a fucking Montreal screw job, so, emotions are high. We done watched Jericho Ambrose fucking, go at it. We done seen fucking Miz and Cesaro go at it. We done seen Owens and Zayn go at it. We done seen all these fucking decent matches, man. And then a 23-minute segment all about the fucking McMahons. They should be ashamed of their goddamn selves for doing some shit like that, man. Shame. New era. New era. This is a new fucking era. And then you know what happens? Rather than choosing either or, rather than saying, you know what? I'm going to give the show to you, Shane. Oh, I'm going to give the show to you, Stephanie. Vince McMahon fucking chokes. He gives it to the fucking both of them. What? What? Yep. He gives it to the both of them. Cold feet. And he chokes. He's my fucking Pacers, right? He's the Charlotte Hornets. He chokes. He chokes. He gives it to the both of them. Now, it is 100% McMahon. 100% McMahon. It sucked the living life out of their goddamn building. And I imagine it sucked the living life out of any and all that was watching this fucking pay-per-view. Just see ya. It's been fun. It's been fucking fun. All right. It looks like y'all got something to say. Let me see what we got here, buddy. The True Reactor. New era, my fucking ass. Preach, brother. The McMahons will never be off WWE TV. This is from Ronnie. They created sports entertainment. Ain't that the truth? Everybody thought it was great from 98 to 01. And the McMahons were all over the place. Yes, they were. They could have had Finn Balor debut against Apollo and Breeze in a triple threat match for 23 minutes. They could have done a whole bunch of everything, man. By the way, thanks to True Reactor and Ronnie S. for your questions and comments. True indeed, man. True indeed. 23 minutes. That's, right now I'm at 40. That segment is half, over half of what I have right now. And I'm exhausted. I'm ready to be done with this. And they done enough to where I'm not even half. They got more of a half of this shit. Of my fucking podcast going at 23 minutes, man. 23 minutes. They got more than half of this podcast, man. Right now. And fucking sane. There ain't no new era, guys. Don't fool yourselves. Don't fool yourselves. You watch the show. We watch this fucking show. We know what this is all about. This is all about McMahon's. And this is all about waiting for Cena and Orton to come back. And Seth Rollins. So we get to the main event. And it was a main event that was very, 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 very stiff. Very, very stiff. A lot of punches, a lot of slams. Roman Reigns showing off his strength. It's basically the same match he had with Daniel Bryan. Basically, that's all it was. You can actually go watch that post, like 2014 Royal Rumble match. Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. And you could probably put the first 10 minutes side by side. And it's basically the same match. I'll hand it to Roman Reigns. He stepped up his game for this. But then, it's not anything we haven't seen already. Is he going to always give that same fucking performance each fucking pay-per-view? You know, against a smaller guy? Obviously, he couldn't do that against Triple H. Triple H is double the size of AJ Styles. He's double the size of Daniel Bryan. So it's not like he's going to be yanking him up and throwing him around. But no, you got fucking Daniel Bryan and you have AJ Styles just basically tossed around to show that Roman Reigns is a superior being. Now, granted, this match did become ridiculously competitive. You know? This was super competitive. This was a super competitive match. It was. Roman Reigns got his shit in. AJ Styles got his shit in. The crowd was going insane. Heat everywhere. Now, from my predictions, and it's something I had to tell y'all, even in my predictions, like, you know, you can't get too worked up about, like, a bunch of craziness about to happen. This is Payback. Payback. There's not going to be a lot of title changes. Hell, there wasn't a single title change. I had one title change happening, and that didn't even happen. None. No title changes at all. And we get to this shit. And the match, okay. So AJ Styles jumps up on the fucking top rope, jumps down on Roman Reigns, hits him with a phenomenal forearm, and they go through the announce table. Roman Reigns cannot be rolled back in, which results in a count out. AJ Styles wins, but because it's a count out, no exchange of the belt. AJ Styles is like, this is bullshit. And like the room is just like, what? A fucking count out? Are you kidding me? Out steps fucking Shane O'Mac, who goes, no count outs in this. This is not how this is going down. Restart the match. No count outs. They get back to it. AJ Styles coming off the top buckle. He gets hit in the nuts. And he's in agony. The ref disqualifies Roman Reigns. That is 2 victories. 2 victories for AJ Styles. But disqualification. Just like a count out. No exchange in the fucking belt. Stephanie McMahon comes out and goes, hey, this ain't going down like this. We're going to make this a no disqualifications match. These 2 guys out there fucking risking life and limb. You just had your 23-minute segment, and then you had to come out and upstage this fucking match. New era, folks. New era. And we all know what this means. As soon as it happens, we know that when you go disqualifications, no disqualification, you know what that means. At some point, there's going to be interference. Right? Enter fucking ferrets. And just when you get to the point where it seems like, I think there's a Superman punch that was given to AJ Styles, and Roman Reigns is going for the pin. Out comes Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. And they pull AJ out the ring. They save him. Then they stomp a mud hole in Roman Reigns. AJ Styles looks like he's about to, he gets his bearings back. And they go back at it. I think he hits him with a phenomenal forearm, which results in Roman Reigns getting his leg on the rope. Gallows and Andersons are like, fuck. The Usos come out. There becomes a big old brawl. And then, because there's no disqualification, obviously. But guess what happens ultimately after all the shenanigans? A fucking spear. LOL. Roman Reigns wins. Before I go any further, looks like some more things have been said. Let me check up on this. Sat through 23 minutes of hell. We all did. The True Reactor. Tell him why you mad, Pete. Tell him why you mad. Oh, man. Yep. Fuck the Usos. And their fucking super kicks and Roman Reigns sucks. Tell him why you mad, True Reactor. Oh, man. Yeah. This main event, it just got a gimmick on top of a gimmick on top of a gimmick. Which results in... And again, everyone was thinking Finn Balor is going to show up and all this craziness. It's like, no. Or like, the plan is going to be that the Doc, Gallows and Anderson are going to team up with Roman Reigns and all this crap. No! And maybe they have it playing down the road, but man, I'm like, this is Payback, man. This is a pacifier until Extreme Rules. And I knew none of this shit was going to go down. I knew it. Go back and listen to my fucking my predictions. I go, ain't nothing going to fucking go awry. You're going to have these weird factions and all this teaming up and all this stuff. Gallows and Anderson just showed up there. And AJ Styles, basically, he's just showed up there. I mean, we just went through some shit with Jericho, but for the most part, man, for the most part, he's just now showing up. So you can't, these guys still need identity, even though they're going to screw it up. They still need identity. And the identity itself is just letting the story play out for what's going to happen, what direction, Gallows and Anderson's going to be, what direction that AJ Styles is going to be. And please, oh please, don't bring up Finn Balor just yet. Just don't do it. It's like it would be too much. It'd be too fucking much. Stop asking for so much at once. Let things play out. But at the same time, don't get your fucking spirits up. Enjoy the show, watch the show, see how the shit play out, and just wait for your favorite wrestlers to end up on Superstars. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you just you're setting yourself up to be that much more frustrated. And I'm frustrated now, and I know what this fucking shit's going to be. So imagine if I actually had expectation that this new era and these new stars and like these crazy storylines were going to pop up. And then them not happening. I would have tossed everything out the fucking window. I'm pissed now, and I know because I watch the show. And then after the 1, 2, 3 count, Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, and fucking Shane McMahon are in the back to upstage the entire thing. It ends with them. It ends with the fucking McMahons. 23 minutes was not enough time for them to get their shit in. Not only did they do that 23 minutes, they had to share the fucking spotlight between both of them moving forward. It's total McMahons, Monday Night McMahons. They both individually come out to put a gimmick on top of another gimmick. And then they shoot to the back where we find out that they're going to goddamn give a rematch to AJ Styles and Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules. 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away. They go ahead and say, okay, we're going to give them a rematch. We're going to make it an Extreme Rules match. And then it ends with fucking Stephanie McMahon and Shane McMahon on camera. I think they shot the Roman Reigns for like a hot second. But then that was it. That was it. So we're going to bring in this new goddamn era with the same old bullshit and the same authorities storyline. The fucking McMahons running the show again because your fucking champion absolutely sucks. It's a damn shame. That's a shame to fame. Lost your head. That's what it is, man. It's a fucking shame. It's a fucking shame. Because I want to sit back and enjoy this shit. And I do want to see new stars. Don't get me wrong, folks. I want new stars. I want them badly. I don't want to see the fucking McMahons running the show. I don't. We've been here. We've seen that. New era. You're talking about a new era, man. And we're getting fed this crap. It's unfucking believable. This fucking Payback started off well outside of the fucking tragic accident, the concussion that Enzo Amore got. But this went from being like a really good Raw, give it a strong A- of a fucking pay-per-view. I mean, come on, they all just always work out. That SmackDown build-up was fucking trite, right? You know what? You know the fuck what? They could have actually did a triple threat match. Not Tyler Breeze, not Finn Balor. Again, keep that motherfucker away from the main roster right now, okay? They could have did a triple threat match between the League of Nations, to see who's going to come out as babyface. I mentioned this in my missing tapes of fucking Peter Talk SmackDown episode 59. I talk about that. Cause they just fucking broke up, right? They just fucking broke up, right? These guys are heavy hitters in this company. They're, one was undefeated for a year, U.S. champ, right? ADR is a multiple time champion, and Sheamus is as well, right? They all fucking have at it on Thursday. And this would have been a great opportunity within that fucking 23 minutes to put the three of them in a fucking triple threat, no disqualification match, right? To sort of let all the grievances out on each other and just like take it all out on each other and have the crowd get behind someone. Because out of the three, one of them would have had to fucking shine. And the person I'm thinking it could have been was fucking Alberto Del Rio. These are guys that have been in the big positions, man. It's not like the crowd would have turned on it. Maybe it would have. But you know what? I think ADR would have got some fucking babyface heat. It would have got less CM Punk chants than, say, Vince McMahon or fucking Stephanie McMahon talking for fucking ever. God damn it. ADR, it's his time to be a babyface. It really is his time. And that fucking triple threat within that little hole, like, they could have just done that shit in 10 minutes and gave them 13 minutes. And just follow the lead of the crowd. And then you find out who could be your next fucking opponent for Roman Reigns. And it could have been ADR. I don't mind watching an ADR Roman Reigns match. I wouldn't mind it at all. If they build up ADR, if they build up fucking ADR, see, he has it. He has it. The crowd wants to get behind the guy. You watch all their shits. They're not chanting for Rusev. They're not chanting for fucking, they're not saying you look stupid and stuff. They're doing C. And they're cheering for Alberto Del Rio. And since he's been back, he's been booked to so much shit that it's not even funny. They got that guy fucking a lot of money to come back. To leave Lucha Underground, to leave AAA, to actually drop the strap, the AAA strap. He dropped that fucker and came to the WWE. And they book him into some dumbass Mex America crap. They give him the belt after all these fucking weeks of John Cena kicking ass and taking names. He takes it from him and they don't even mention it. They put him in his dumbass gimmick. And then they put him in another dumbass gimmick, which was the League of Jobbers. That could have replaced that 23-minute segment. He could have been in the back, fucking stroking his chin as the fucking Roman Reigns is victorious or what have you. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't book shows, man. I'm not a booker. I don't know shit. I don't fantasy book. I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying, for how they fucking went before the main event with that 23 fucking minute segment, for them to fucking get into the match and set not stupid, but to set the fucking stipulations to being the last people you see before the fucking show goes off, it's just like, I throw my hands up. I got to deal with this shit long. Love it. I absolutely fucking love it. What I don't love is always having to deal with the bullshit that the WWE fucking just shoves down our throat. It's unfair, man. It's fucking unfair. Stupid as fuck. Let me see what these questions, these comments. Okay, the True Reactor. I thought the Bullet Club for life was going to show up. I'm dumbass wrestling mark. No, a lot of people did. And you know what? Don't feel bad for that. I'm just saying, all I'm saying is this was Payback. Right? Don't expect, I expected as much out of this as I expected out of Roadblock. With speculations where Finn Balor was going to show up there. Oh, Finn, I have no, and Ronnie asks, leave Finn alone. It's not that Finn, I have no grudges against. I'm not a big Finn Balor fan anyway. But I feel like his entrance is more over than he is. And we're led to believe that he's like this super cool guy. And I don't see it, you know. I see a little bit of it. And I think he's very bland. I think his gimmick is overwhelming. And it overshadowed his actual abilities in the ring. And the fact that he's very, I like to think he's very dry. It's gonna take more. It's gonna take a little more to make that guy a believable superstar. Not no face paint, not no overly produced song. I think he has to. He's got to get. He has to get beyond his entrance. And yeah. Okay. Orton is gonna destroy all of these new era jabronis. Yes. Yes, that's true, Ronnie. That is so true. I got a new WWE pay-per-view where the McMahons. I got a new WWE pay-per-view where the McMahons fuck you marks. Yeah. Well, it happened tonight. It's called McMahon Back. If that ADR should be champ right now. Nah, I mean, I just want him to be a credible opponent. That's what I want him to be. I want him to be a credible. I wouldn't mind seeing ADR lose to Roman Reigns. I mean, you can only squeeze so much out of him, but I do believe that he could be a super credible fucking opponent, whether face or heel. My old YouTube channel was the Young Booker, and I had better angles. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it. I don't know. I've stopped booking a long time ago. Whenever I hear people fantasy book, I always cringe. Because it's like, okay, I get it. Because there's never anything that's like, that makes any logical sense. It's just, oh yeah, I want my guy to go over and be in the big spots. And I'm like, I just want people to be credible. I just want credible fucking heels. I just want credible fucking baby faces. And I want them to organically get heat. That's it. That's all I care about. If the WWE sees it within themselves to create storylines for themselves, for their own fucking pleasure, then that's what's up. That's what we've been dealing with for fucking ever. As long as we've been wrestling fans. So I don't see it being any different. Right? I just don't see it. And everyone sees this new era, these new wrestlers. Dude, no, we've been here. This new flock, and plus they got all that fucking talent down in NXT. And the whole time the NXT guys are coming up and getting shitted on. It boils back to the McMahons. And it's going to boil back down to Triple H. It's going to boil back down to fucking John Cena or Randy Orton. Sad but true. And the casualties will be AJ Styles, Gallows and Anderson, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Those will be the casualties. They'll be the casualties on top of Bo Dallas, Neville, and fucking what the hell is it, dude? See, I don't even remember his name anymore. Breeze. That's what's gonna happen because those guys was supposed to come in and usher in this whole new shit. And now these guys are gonna face the same fate. They're gonna face the same fate, man. Why have a new era? Why have a new era when you have NXT? I know, bohu. Because NXT is becoming a big old clusterfuck of talent. It's not enough space. There's only one ring, man. There's only one ring. Nah, Breeze does not need to be no U.S. champion. Breeze needs to change his gimmick, is what the fuck he needs to do. He needs to change that entire gimmick. It just ain't working. And I knew it wasn't going to work. They thought they had something, and then they fucking pull the plug. He comes in and gets a victory over fucking Dolph Ziggler. Ha! And then Dolph Ziggler gets a win over fucking Baron Corbin. But check this out, guys. I do have to go. I think I've spoken enough about this fucking pay-per-view. So I'd like to thank my co-host, Ronnie S. and The True Reactor, for your comments and questions. Hit the subscription button. What do you think we should do? Change the gimmick. Oh yeah, I guess I don't know of Mike Dalton, but they could do something with him. I honestly don't care about Tyler Breeze right now. I sucks for him, but yeah, hit the subscription button below. If you're listening on the RSS feed, be sure to add me to your favorites playlist. Thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment below. You can follow me on Twitter, PJTW Central. You also, later true, you also can, Ellen Japanese. And then for this, share it on your shit, man. Share it on any and all your social media devices you possibly have. I would really appreciate it. And you'll see me tomorrow for Peter's Raw Recap, man. Peter's Raw Recap tomorrow. And it's going to be the McMahon Show. I guarantee it. The entire episode is going to revolve around the fucking McMahons. And they're going to mention something about wrestlers and some wrestling. And some feuds. But that's all going to go by the wayside. Welcome to the era of the McMahons again. So, thanks for checking this out. This shirt, actually, Ronnie S., he has a New York wrestling shirt coming his way. Again, you should have it by Thursday, Ronnie, if you're still on here listening. But yes, if you want your own, if you live in North Carolina or you live in another state, another country, just hit the link below that says Etsy. All right? And, that's how I end it. Thank you so much for listening. And watch out for this foreign